Hi guys, Eminem fishing. Yeah. I am using that new tripod with a light on it, and I can't believe how bright it is. It's blinding me. Me and Paul have just finished fishing. We've had a good day today. Not just fishing wise. It's not, as I said, I'm not always about fishing. It's about things that you can do while you're on a trip fishing. So me and Paul have just wrapped up for tonight. Just come in. Both had a curry. My wife, when she overcooks stuff, she puts it in the freezer for us, well, for me, to have at a later date. Well, the food's been building up, so we should have 2 chili in there, hopefully, and also a stew. I think maybe 1 stew or 2, but we still got quite a bit to eat. Hot food, like. Also, still got food here for in the morning. We can have bacon and egg if we want, sandwiches. We still got a bit of Denise's cake to wolf down our necks. Denise, we don't want to bring it on back. We're going to be bloody eating it, especially him over there. Anyway.
Okay, I'm not going to look for food.
I only had 1 extra piece. I was hungry. And there's me, diabetic. Anyway, I'm all right now, I'm greedy. Anyway, guys, the rain up for today is that fished in the morning. Paul caught his first doggy. Because I said we had 4 rods out this morning. And I said, whatever fish comes along, whatever rod goes, doesn't matter it's mine or yours, I want you to take the first fish. And he had his first fish. It was a doggy. Only a small one, but it counts. At the end of the day, he's caught something, and this is what I've brought him here for, to have a holiday, have a break, and also both each of us company. I'm sending him mad and he's sending me mad. He's gone white-headed since he's been here. And believe it or not, he's drove me to freaking drink. Copperberg, yeah. Oh, I've had another one today because of him. Oh God, it's on my head. No, honest, we've had a great time. We went, as I said, if I had the selfie stick when I went into Minehead, we would have shown you around what we were doing. Like a blog of 2 old farts walking around Minehead. There is one thing I do suffer with. I can't walk very far or very quick because my calves seem to seize up. I think I might have to have my legs looked at. Also, as I said, we've just chilled. I'll make sure I got enough hours on the clock so we could have a walk around. I think I put up till 6 o'clock to walk around, like, you know what I mean? Even though we got there at 12. But it was just a genuine walk around, and we've seen some sights today. We were sitting down just about to have our fish and chips, and there was a standard poodle the other side of the road. Yes, we all know what a poodle looks like, but when it looks like something from the 80s disco era is like leggings, as in they shaved all the hair off, and apart from the top of the head on the poodle, it was, what colour was it? Black one? Like a grey colour poodle top. Everything else was shaven, even the tail was shaven, but the ankles on his poor poodle were shaved and they were like an orange colour. It looked like he had disco socks on. and it looked fucking pathetic. But me and Paul, we just sat there while we were eating our food, people watching. And when you get to ex-doorman, people watch, they start making comments. And of course, you can imagine, before we started having something to eat, we were just in bits, constantly laughing, as we do. And by the way, Paul didn't buy a bucket and spade, he backed out. Because I said, you got to buy a bucket and spade to build some sandcastles. He said, no, sod it. So we pooped out on that. But he bought his grandkids some presents, and his missus, his wife, some presents. But yeah, so that was our day in Minehead after we'd done the fishing in the morning. And as I said to Paul on the way back, I said, you watch. We've been on that spot, named Low Anchor, my usual place, from Wednesday, Thursday, till Friday morning. You watch, when we come back, somebody will be in our place. And have a guess what? There's a bloke who's known as Gary. He's well known down here, like me.
That in the meerkat.
And now we've nicknamed him Meerkat. Gary the Meerkat. Because, honest, he stands there, he's got a rod there, and he's got a rod there. Oh, the light's gone, never mind. Put this one on, see if it works. Don't last long, that light, Paul. Oh,
Probably been money charging it.
probably not fully charged. But I've had to put this one on now. But never mind. He stands there and he's like a meerkat because he's got a rod this side and a rod this side. And he's like... And he's constantly doing that. It's a wonder his head don't fucking fall off. But anybody with any common sense, I mean, he's got a seat there as well. Anybody with any common sense, and he's got a radio on, playing music to the fish, it's not going to bring them up singing and dancing. But his poor wife, God bless her, she has to drive him about everywhere. And me and Paul caught a fish. Well, sorry, we went on the beach and there's a little clip where we done a little bit of, only done a bit of digging. We only stopped on the beach about 20 minutes. Done a bit of digging for lugworm. We got about 10 lugworm altogether. About 8 lugworm. There was a few that I dug out the ground, out the sand, and I, what to call it, as I call, split the skin and it kills them, and it's no good. So there was a few of them I buggered up, which is my fault. I'll hold my hands up to it. And also, as we walked past, Gary, the meerkat, of course, seeing us on the beach, getting some lugworm. As we walked past, he's got his whole display of his ragworm. He said, yeah, there's some ragworm. I went, yeah, okay, Gary. And as we walked past, Paul noticed, as we sat down to start setting up, he covered them over just to show off that he got fresh bait from the tackle shop, because we couldn't get any from Minehead. So that was one thing that peeved us in a respect, just got on our nerves. So it's 2 people so far who've been Asmials. The one on Wednesday morning and Gary this evening. But we rose above it because we caught on our lugworm a fish, and it was a pouncing. But we didn't shout up to Gary, "Look, I've got a fish." But as soon as he caught a conger, he shouted down, "Colin, look at this." Okay, he was lucky catching that conger eel. But he had fresh ragworm. We had fresh lugworm. But we was the first ones to catch. And it seemed to me like he wanted a competition between his big load of ragworm and our measly little lugworm. But we caught. And then of course we just had our tea. I've had curry.
Oh, you're doing his podcast.
I'm just about to
Right.
do
Yeah.
do a cup of tea for the pair of
Oh,
us.
didn't Colin, did you go to
Pouting,
pouting?
yeah, nice hand-sized pouting.
It's like, yeah.
And then I dropped it
Had a
on
good day today.
the floor.
Lovely looking fish. Yeah, he dropped it on. He's showing everybody on his podcast and dropped it on the floor.
Okay. Yeah. He's talking to his wife now, saying I caught a fish and I dropped it on the floor. I didn't do it on purpose.
Beautiful fish though. Like
Nice
a
fish.
rainbow all up the side of it.
Anyway, guys, I'm going to drop this on. Tomorrow morning we are fishing.
What time is it tomorrow? 9.
Can't see that, right? Have a look.
And guys, look what time the tide's in tomorrow. Man. It's Saturday tomorrow.
It's Saturday tomorrow.
Hello, mate.
Talking to my son now. So what does it say?
Hang on a minute, I'm just talking ready. Go.
Anyway, we'll be fishing in the morning,
I'll have a look in a bit.
and it would be. I think what time was it this morning? 9ish morning.
Yeah, it'll be about 10 then, really.
Be about 10 tomorrow. So we start off at 10.
Yeah.
Fish. Well,
We're
hopefully
gonna Go in
fishing.
the garden now.
Sorry, we'll start fishing about 8 o'clock in the morning.
Baking here today, it'd be nice there.
And it's one of those things. Again, if I can get up a little bit earlier than norm,
Come back.
I might, if Paul stays up here, I will go down and try and get a couple more lugworm and see if that lugworm works again. And hopefully it does. And the pair of us will be using lugworm. We'll be doing.
I'll be home.
We'll be
Tuesday.
digging tomorrow. I know I will be digging tomorrow. Now, come rain or shine, I am.
Yeah, when ducks
I
and
am
worms up as well.
tempted to just dig and backfill of. Don't forget when you're digging a hole, you backfill. Okay, remember that on the beach. And what we're gonna do
Oh, it's got a
is
mirror
mainly
up in there,
use.
right.
Well, we got mackerel and squid,
got a mirror?
so we're gonna mix them up. So we're gonna mix
I
up
suppose so, with the wind. It's
our
been-
what's
it's
called
been
our
overcast
baits
most
up.
of the time now.
So hopefully see you tomorrow, guys.
It's been overcast
And as I
most of
said,
it. It's been
I
windy.
don't put
I'll see-
links
I'll see
on,
when I come home.
and I tried earlier on and it didn't work. But
know
when I
it's
get
coming
home, I'll
out,
put
you've got a
links
buoy-
onto
buoy on his
everything.
neck, ready to do shirts.
Okay, guys. So from Eminem and my mate Paul,
Good night.
good night. See you tomorrow morning. Bye.